What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now, the 2022 Survivor Series is almost here and fans are eager to see who will come out on top of this year's event. Join us now as we look at all the winners and losers of the 2022 Survivor Series Wargames PLE. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible. Now, the first match of the card would be AJ Styles versus the OC of Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows and Mitch and Mia Yim versus Finn Balor with the Judgement Day of Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. Now, Styles versus Finn Balor is a match that is certain to over-deliver as the founder of the Bullet Club battles the man who took it to new heights after his departure, that being AJ Styles. While this is the WWE and not New Japan Pro Wrestling, that hasn't stopped the WWE from indirectly referencing both superstars as campaigns there, just another example of the WWE's willingness to provide continuity nods for its fans, quite the departure from you-know-who. Bullet Club aside, the WWE finally gave the Judgement Day's babyface opponents a fighting chance when AJ Styles recruited his friends, the Good Brothers, not to mention Mia Yim showing up to solve the Rhea Ripley problem. While it's a wrestling trope that the babyfaces rarely are effective when it comes to dealing with the numbers game, this could be a chance for the babyfaces to score a decisive win over the Judgement Day. Unfortunately for the babyfaces, that's not going to happen, as the WWE is still hard at work on rebuilding Finn Balor into a top star and heel, and the Judgement Day as a faction that always finds a way to win. While AJ Styles' winless streak at premium live events will continue, something we discussed in our news video, his history of putting on fantastic matches is certain to continue as well. Our final prediction, Finn Balor wins the match. Next up is a SmackDown Women's Championship match as Ronda Rousey takes on Shotzi. This is one of the most interesting matches on the show, not because it features any dream matches, but because it could give fans a look at the future of the SmackDown Women's division for the time leading up to WrestleMania. Fans are still divided on Liv Morgan's World Championship experiment, and while the only most die-hard Morgan fans will claim Liv's run as Women's Champion was a success, there's something to be said for the WWE's willingness to give an undercard star a chance at the main event. On the other hand, there's also a strong case that Morgan's back-to-back wins over Ronda Rousey made Rowdy Ronda look like anything but the baddest woman on the planet. Now that Rousey is back on top and working as a heel, the WWE finds itself walking a tightrope as it doesn't want to take away from Rousey's badass mystique, but it also seems intent on building new female talent. Enter Shotzi, who's been floundering on the SmackDown roster up until recently and is suddenly in a main event match against Ronda Rousey. On paper, Shotzi should get flattened by the champion, but at the same time this match could be a chance for the WWE to put Shotzi over by having her perform better than anyone expected, surprising the champion even as she eventually loses. If the WWE can do this without making Rousey look weak, it's a good sign for the women's division as it's unlikely Rousey will lose the title before WrestleMania. If the WWE can't make Shotzi look good and protect Rousey, it's going to be a boring run for fans of the women's division and bad news for Rousey, whose second campaign in the WWE has been hit and miss. Another question is how the WWE will be able to build a worthy contender for Rousey at 2023's Show of Shows, unless it decides to go with a triple threat rematch from WrestleMania 35. Our final prediction though, Ronda Rousey retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. Next up, the Women's Wargames match as Team Bianca of Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and a to-be-decided teammate take on Damage Control of Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Nikki Cross, and Rhea Ripley. It was obvious to most fans who would be waging war inside the twin cages as soon as the WWE announced Wargames was coming to Survivor Series. Damage Control has been a thorn in the side of some of the WWE's biggest stars, including Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair and main eventers including Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss. While Bianca has seemingly thrown back Bayley's efforts to win the Raw Women's title, that hasn't stopped Bayley and her band of villains from trying to take Bianca and her friends out of wrestling. Look for Bianca and her teammates to undergo a hellacious experience as they deal with the well-tuned trio of Damage Control, Raw's resident lunatic Nikki Cross, and the cold calculating Rhea Ripley. The babyfaces will emerge triumphant and hopefully Damage Control will learn their lesson, turning their energy somewhere besides at Bianca Belair. As for the mystery woman, we're predicting a wild one, that being Sasha Banks. Doesn't it make sense for her to join the babyface team and be against Bayley's team? This would be an amazing return and something that nobody would ever expect, as it's been timelessly rumored that she's returning anytime soon, but it never happens. But our final prediction, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and Sasha Banks win the match. Next up is a triple threat match for the United States Championship as Seth freaking Rollins takes on Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley. Austin Theory is a changed man now that he's lost his Money in the Bank briefcase, and it's already led to him gaining a US title match. Unfortunately for Austin Theory, he's gonna have to deal with Bobby Lashley's unrelenting quest to regain the US title and destroy anyone who gets in his way. As bad as that is, Theory also finds a way to avoid Rollins' fury as the Visionary has forgotten about the beatdown Theory inflicted on him last week, and he's even gone so far as to tell Theory to ask Cody Rhodes what happens to people who get on his bad side. Triple threat matches can be tricky to work, and Theory is going to be tested as we'll have to show he can handle the dynamics of a triple threat match. Lashley and Rollins will obviously help him, and this one will come down to Theory's obsession with proving himself at any cost, and Lashley's new attitude where he's equally happy destroying opponents as he is defeating them. Normally both Theory and Lashley would find themselves at risk for getting disqualified, but the triple threat match means no DQ, which is bad news for everyone involved, but for most of all Seth Rollins, who is going to have to deal with two dangerous opponents. Look for Rollins to get caught in the crossfire, and worse, watch his title slip away without even being pinned as Bobby Lashley wins the US title. And finally, the men's Wargames match as the Brawling Brutes of Butch, Ridge Holland and Sheamus and Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens take on the Bloodline of Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. Now this match could mark the beginning of the end for the Bloodline as the highly successful heel faction no longer holds the numbers advantage it used to maintain a stranglehold on Roman Reigns and the Usos' respective titles. While the babyfaces involved in this match have lots of reasons of wanting to get into the twin cages, the truth is that there are any number of superstars who have been wronged by the Bloodline throughout the past 2 years. Regardless, these 5 have plenty of reason to want to dish out some punishment on the Bloodline. McIntyre hasn't forgotten about Solo Sikoa costing him the Undisputed Championship, nor has Kevin Owens forgotten the Usos helping Roman keep his title. The Brawling Brutes will probably be happy to fight anyone, but they too have their own reasons for wanting to pummel the head of the table and his cousins. While the Judgement Day vs the OC seems like it could have worked as a Wargames match, the reality is that there are more storyline possibilities with the Bloodline here. The Bloodline has been unstoppable, but now that the Usos have secured the record for the longest reigning tag team champions, the WWE may be ready to finally take the titles off them. So what does this have to do with a Wargames match? As fans know, the WWE has capitalized on the unexpected popularity of Sami, Honorary, Zayn's storyline, but at some point the company has to go with its endgame. The Bloodline kicking Zayn out in brutal fashion and Kevin Owens teaming with his best friends to get revenge on the Bloodline, as said revenge of course being KO and Zayn taking the tag titles from the Usos. With that in mind, the WWE will likely have Zayn either take the loss or do something stupid to cost the Bloodline the match. The WWE seems to know the value of taking things slow, so the Bloodline may wait until SmackDown to show Zayn the door. Our final prediction, the Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre and Kevin Owens win the match. But there you have it folks, the winners and losers of this year's Survivor Series PLE. Be sure to leave your comments on who you think will win, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.